Yeah, so much for the spamming. You a fucking liar. The things that you hate the most about other people, that is being a liar. You are doing this right now. Yeah, so much for Jesus Christ, man. This is just like hypocritical, man. Jesus Christ. You cannot like me calling people here a, you know, dog rank, doesn't mean we are wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong about this, but you are wrong about this no matter what you put it, So come on, like, what the hell are you talking about? Betrayed what? It is just, you have a wrong impression of me, even though I have everything displayed for you, you have a wrong impression of me, and now you feel betrayed for me not living up to your mental standards. That is freaking crazy. Statements like this as if it is true when it is not, when you don't know, because you don't know you didn't know. So stop being so egotistical and actually research. You do think you can really get that much like? Yeah, sorry, I don't think you can. And even if you do get all the likes in the world, guess what? You are nothing. You are nothing. You are nothing, especially compared to everything I have done. So don't go have your egotistical thoughts on your 100k likes from your things when you know that doesn't mean anything. You can convince yourself that it means something. It just doesn't. You can't stuff like that. Again, what would the next goalpost be? What goalpost? There is 0 goalposts in this thing. I don't know where he's coming from. He's just saying nonsense at this point. Just read everything I said. What goalpost do you mean? You posted a vid saying top PvP and is mad we called you out. Yeah. What? Because it is a non-issue. This doesn't fucking matter. What? Calling me out on what? Call me out on what? Call me out for using top PvP when I am showing top 100 PvP? What are you talking about? How is that an issue? Even if it is, do you really have to be so toxic this entire time, lying about me, over-exaggerating about me, and everything that you have done? You don't need to. Saying R word and everything, and just being you, I guess. You really have to do that, Hello YuYuBunny. Alright, so, as you can see in the title, I was called out by one of the most toxic Saga EN player on one of the most pathetic thing I've ever experienced in all my time playing IronSaga. But before I show you guys about this, definitely don't go harass anyone who was involved in this. It really wouldn't do any good. But if you really want to have your voice heard, just go to bug report and you can find staff pretty easily over here. This is staff. So if you really want to do anything, if you really want to report anything, just go to them and not in the chat, right? So everything started with this video. This video is basically me after getting all of the Gaga rerun stuff. I was using it in top 100 PvP, and that's why I titled the video to be top PvP gameplay. I don't think there's any problems, top 100 PvP, top PvP. I don't really think there's a problem here, but remember this because this will become an issue later. So after this, TY, which I will just call him by TY for now because, TYRS is a mouthful. Also, he is not the guy who is, calling me out and such, right? Or in this video, at least. So, it's actually my main account because, he think I should have more likes. I don't have 100 something likes because he thought I have, thousands or something, right? And I was like, no, because, I only took, number 1 in like 2 of the metas doing ad or Danhuga, and I never really went for it again. And he's a bit, confused because, he thought I was talking about, like top PvP. And, I was like, yeah, for clicks, I was just talking about, like top PvP as in, because, putting top PvP will be better for, the title thumbnails, the clickbaity thing. But even then, I don't think it's clickbait because technically it is top 100 PvP. I don't think that, again, it's not an issue, I don't think. And I was like, but most of the battle is in top, top 100, so I think it should be fine, right? That I would literally tell them this. And he's like, even Snake have 32, 53 likes. Now, this is starting to be a little bit hostile, I think, because Snake is, I guess, known to be more of a not as great advisors with his, JP knowledge, because he is not exactly, competitive, I guess, in JP. And he has been, giving some weirder advices, for the general, most of the, server knows that. So he is implying that, Snake have 53 likes and I only have 100 likes, does that, like, kind of like, I think dissing me at this, I don't know what exactly it is. I don't even know if that's what he meant, but I think this is the time where it's starting to become a little bit hostile. Then that's when I said, I don't think likes matter that much, no? Because, look, for those who don't know about, for those who play in top PvP, or for those who, and for those, for those who don't know, people who in top PvP should know that how much you know about the game. Okay, so look, likes does matter. If you have a lot of likes, that usually means you are a good player, because that means you are number one the most, right? You are number one the most, the more people likes you. But top players should know that, having your higher likes usually just meant that you are more willing to put the time, because sometimes you get hit off, so you will have to go back again. In order to be at number one for most of the time, either you need to have a god tier team, which, I mean, it's possible, it's possible, right? But most of the time, it's just people, being at number one, like not camping, but just be more actively playing the game to be, to get more likes by, like every time they get hit down, they can hit back and get the likes, and stand number one to get the likes more. So that is. Most top players should know this. Most top players should know this. Like, I even play in top EN PvP at the, at certain points, which I will talk about later in the thing as well. So yeah, so just explaining, like, isn't it established? Because most people should know this, right? Likes isn't everything. Now, I probably shouldn't say, mic doesn't matter that much, because again, my like does matter, but again, it's not everything. So just like, and I was giving examples, right? Like some EN players have a lot of likes, but didn't you still think, or didn't you or people in your group still think that, they're not a good player? So like, I don't think likes that matters that much, especially when, TY, the group that TY is in, with Kazuza and such, right? They are the one who was pushing the narrative that EN is, a meme, and JP is trash and stuff like that, right? They're the one who started all of this. So yeah, so I was very confused that he was, saying this, and he's like, oh, he changed his personal perception about me, or I guess he just I guess he changed his personal perception or something like that. So I guess he just expect I had a lot more likes. But the thing is, this is a time where I have I wasn't too upset at this point, but I was like, what's that been? I was giving you why, right? I could try to get more likes, for sure, but I don't really find a reason to, because first of all, NC and Canada, over here we have flip schedules. So unlike global, which people are more spread out globally, NC there's a set of it's usually more players on the day versus the people on the night. So I think so. I was giving this reason because if the only time I can really play is doing 6v6, and I can go there and I can get top, and even if I get top, I might not get as much like than, let's say, I don't know, half a day in the day, like probably a lot more for the for that half a day in the day. So this is one reason I was giving, and of course, and I even said that, the 100 like I got was from 6v6, when I was, playing in 6v6 at night when everyone is sleeping in NC, and I get like 100 likes from, just people, I guess, playing at midnight or something. So that is the reason. So I even said that to him about it, where my likes come from. But then he says, likes means reliability and reputation for me, to be honest. I mean, look, that's fine, right? Likes can be doing that, but I am but I am me, But everything I did, all my PvP, all my thing, all my guides are all, how do you say, are all showcased on my channel. So you can see, like, if you want reliability and reputation, I have given the most amount of it for you to judge all over my channel, for anyone to judge. I've given most amount of that, of anyone playing this game. If I don't know about you, so like if he doesn't know about me, and if he sees me going, for PvP advice, he'll be confused. And I was agreeing with him, right? Makes sense. I don't think I need to prove anything at my position, because everything I do is on video. If you think it is unreliable, you can see it. Like, you can see it, but clearly it is probably not unreliable, or not good for my reputation, considering people are using those builds and people are doing good in EN PvP. So everything is out there for you to see. Yeah, so I don't think I need to prove anything in my position. It'll be way harder for me to farm likes compared to EN, who who have people who live globally, and of course NC players who live in NC. And then of course yeah, I never really thought to get more likes, because I just get number one and call it a day. That's usually what I do, because I'm not obligated to do it. And me getting more likes, I mean, I guess it can increase for this person that, oh, I have more reliability and have more reputation. But again, everything I have done has shown probably shown more than any likes could have ever gotten. So again, this is very just, I don't know. It really feels like it is a slightly bit targeted at this point. I don't know if you realize, there's also people living on the opposite side of the world, in global. But but again, it's global. People live globally. There's usually, on average, there's more people on at a certain time for people to get likes because it's global server. Like it's not a crazy concept. I don't think. So I might skip through something because I go into detail on every single things over here. So if you wanted more details on that, just go to my that 1 hour video. But for now, I'll just skip over the things. And so the only thing is weird to only have 109 likes. It's normal. Like maybe it's normal to you, but back then you climb on myself. I was like, yeah, just Ian talk because Ian is easier to get to top to get likes. And then again, just this is just feels like he's very emphasizing on the likes when again, if he should know that likes, although of course he can prove that you are someone who have a lot of time and at least a decent amount of skill in this game, it doesn't mean everything, especially in my position, right? So I was talking about, I was playing Ian, right? I was playing with the Ian account which I got from someone, and I got an ace using it, and I found Ian to be just a playground than what I felt in NC top 50. Now, this is the time where I think maybe I didn't communication well or something happened, and he's like, isn't your actual account really right? Which it is, because, I got this account from someone else. I also used other for ace, the other, as in like, the other account that I was using it to get ace for. And also I said, it's not like I had anything less on my NC account than my Ian account at the time, because, I will on my NC account too. It's not like I don't well on my NC account. And what I'm trying to say is that I was using the exact same build on my account that I was getting ace on or getting top on in EN. The same build, same pilot, same mecha, the same builds when I was in NC on the same mecha, the same build, and the same thing. Because both of my accounts have those things. That's what I was getting at, right? Makes sense? And using both with the exact same things, my Ian account was able to get ace much easier than me trying to climb top 50 using my NC account. Thus, due to my experience, I think that Ian is easier. That is my point. Then the guy comes in, Kazusa Toma. He's like, that's not your account. You see, he's now focusing on the accounts. That's the limited kids. Now, that's the nickname that he gives to the previous account owner. I was like, yeah, but I also use it to get to ace using my builds. Like my build as in like the builds I did, which was when I was building it back in NC. And I was saying my name a thing. And it's like, you got handed a 30k account, make a fresh account. So it's not actually your account. See, I don't know why they are going so much into the account when I was making a point of I was using the exact same thing between both accounts, and it was easier in NC and it was harder in it was easier in EN and it was harder in NC. That was the point I was getting at. Now they're focusing on accounts. I don't know what is going on. I get into more details, in my longer videos. So yeah, and they're just keep on egging on about it, and then you can see Kazusa is starting to be a little bit more, quite toxic at this point, right? Then just usual stuff, right? The things he says is not even about the things I'm saying at the moment. Because again, I am not focusing on the account things. I'm focusing on the, the likes thing. Like, I was still focusing on the likes things about, look, I think Ian is easier. I was making the point that, Ian is easier, NC is harder, thus I don't really want to go for NC because I don't have that much time. I don't have the obligation to do that. I already proved myself with the things I do. So yeah, I don't really think I need to do that. So, but then they're keep egging about it. You got hand a 30k, USD account, there's not your account, stuff like that. Again, what would the next goalpost be? What goalpost? There is 0 goalposts in this thing. I don't know where he's coming from. He's just saying nonsense at this point. Just read everything I said. What goalpost do you mean? I don't understand. Entire time my point has been Ian is easier to get likes versus NC because my experience. That's all. And they're just egging on this thing over and over and over, just like what they like to do. And then just sort of kind of understand this thinking them. Again, all of these I have explanation on my longer videos, but I'm just skip over them. And all of this chat are also in the IronSaga EN, so if you want to check the chat out to see if there's anything, you can definitely let me know, please. So And of course, betray. And then yeah, he said he felt betrayed that that I guess I don't have enough likes, like that I didn't live up to his mental image of me. Like that's crazy. It's my fault that I didn't do anything to like. Okay, so I was betrayed about what? Like I never said I have a lot of likes. I never even brag about I never brag about anything. I don't think I even bragged about anything related to being a top player. I never even say that. So like, what the hell are you talking about? Betrayed what? It is just you have a wrong impression of me, even though I have everything displayed for you. You have a wrong impression of me, and now you feel betrayed for, not if you betray for me not living up to your mental standards. That is freaking crazy. Also, dude, think about this. You were fine with all my other stuff. You watched my videos. You've been with my streams. You've been on everything. I sent both TY and Kazusa my draft guides. They're okay with it. They give me advices. They're okay with it, and let me post this. I show them every single thing they can have. Never hide anything, never lied about anything, never deceit anything. Somehow they have a problem with the dislike. They know my capacity. They know I know this. They know I know this game. But suddenly they're egging on this account, like this account and this likes thing. I don't really understand. But anyway, let's continue. We can skip a lot of this, but yeah. Again, Kazusa give an analogy, give a casino by 100 in, you don't borrow. I don't understand what this is talking about, because this is not the same thing we are talking about. Jesus Christ, it's not about the account. So yeah, do you have another analogy? Because this doesn't make any sense. And then he's saying, you've been spamming for years. You're a top NC player. You have 100 likes. You have 100 likes. This is the exact same thing every shitter does. But let me show you guys this first. Top NC players, right? So let's check this out. Top NC players. You're a top NC player, and let's see what I said. I just observe and talk to top NC players to understand how something works. Yeah, I totally spammed it. My next one is 2 months later. No, but this is what me and some top NC player use. Okay, this one you can probably, count as one of it, because I was almost hinting at, I can make the argument that I was hinting at, oh, I am along those top NC players or something like that, right? But no, I was just saying my build is this, and some NC players, because some NC NC player build is this, and in this context, I was just referencing, I was using top NC players builds. So, like, if you count this one, sure. But look, even with this count this one, right? And on this one, right? This is February. Yeah, so much for the spamming, bro. Top PvE NC player tested. Yeah, I'm not talking about myself. Oh, this one. Last year of freaking July or something. Last year of June. I'm not wise. At least I'm not a top NC player until I'm like midway EN, I think. Okay, this you can count as a second one. Because I did say I am not a top person until, blah, 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 right? But again, this top NC player is just me in top 100, in top 100 space. That's just me being top 100. So same thing with the video. I don't think me saying I'm a top player being in top 100 is a issue. And even if it is an issue, does it require this whole witch hunt of the things and his lying of me spamming this for years? Huh? I don't think so, right? Also, and the second one. So we have two, right? We have two so far. If we were to count those two. Also after I talk to top NC player and content creators too. Again, not about me. The other people. And then here, on 2020, I said, I ask NC top 100 players. Yeah, so much for the spamming. You a fucking liar. The things that you hate the most about other people, that is being a liar. You are doing this right now. Yeah, so much for Jesus Christ, man. This is just, like, hypocritical, man. Jesus Christ. You have 100 likes, just exactly every shitter. Now this context is that he will always, shit on people who think they're so good, or I guess he think that they're thinking they're so good, or anyone he have this, disagreement with, or anyone who thinks, everyone who just, shit talks, basically. And he is lumping me with those kind of people, right? For those who's watching, or even for Kazusa, have I ever bragged about my rank? Have I ever? I never hide my rank. I never lie about my rank. I never deceive anyone about my ranks. But I also never brag on my rank. I don't even put attention to it. The only time I do is when I want to get to 69. And that's for a meme. So what do you mean the exact same shitters? Again, his usual tactic, lumping people with other people that he dislikes, and and this and that. Again, lying, then exaggeration, lying and exaggeration, now lumping people together, talking mad shit, sounding like as if I'm talking mad shit about anything when I never did. To me, when I have 100k likes, see, look, he's always the guy who likes to go, see, show your likes, right? Show your likes. Show your likes, right? Show your likes. See, look, some people here, might be, justified because, like some people might be talking something that is not too smart, right? So he's someone who likes to do that. He's like just so so high about his 100k likes, as if this is the best thing he ever achieved in life. So like, it's just crazy. And they have sub-K life. Yeah, what? Like, yeah, again, we have established, bro, you are the guy who says EN player are trash. You are the guy who says those players with higher like counts are trash. You literally told me that, and then here you farm all of those likes from those people that you assume are dumb, and suddenly you're so high about you having 100k like. Yeah, buddy. Look, everything I have done, I just want to say everything I have done are more worth it than your 100k likes that is in your fictional world, because when this game dies, all the 100 likes you had goes with it. So I personally think that this is probably the most achieved he has ever gotten. That's why he's so obsessed about it. But look, I don't want to make assumptions, but that's just my pure guts. Again, Guido is a very good person. It doesn't matter if he has sub-K like. If he's helping players, it should be fine. And then he said, when people say top, most people assume you can hit ace. No! He's a top player. This is your thing. Make up. No, because this is your thing that you make up in your mind, bro. This makes like if I say I hit ace, then of course you can make this argument. But I didn't say I hit ace. I said top PvP. I don't think that is. I don't think that's a problem. And if it is not serious. He is sounding like I'm misleading people. By doing this, I'm lying to people, I'm deceiving people when I'm not. This doesn't make any sense. This is the reason why I'm so upset, because he sounds like I'm doing something wrong when I didn't. So, yeah, and there's just more. You never, and he's like, you never really show like, your like until like 2 weeks ago. Oh my freaking god. Okay, look, he's not a UU viewer probably, because, look, if everything I have is for you to see. My entire growth from not being a high rank player to a top rank player, from a guide maker, from everything, top PvP, whatever. Every single thing is shown. You just didn't know, and you assumed, and you put your assumption both on me having a lot of likes, and both of me trying to not show my likes or trying to hide my likes. Everything is made up in your mind, because those things never happened. Never happened. I never hide my likes. I never do anything. If you want to see my likes, you could have just see it any single time. Just go on to one of my PvP videos, literally. So stop making statements like this as if it is true when it is not, when you don't know, because you don't know you didn't know. So stop being so egotistical and actually research. Jesus Christ. So I was like, showing everything. And I was even like, see, look, I was just asking, am I doing something wrong? Because again, I must have been doing something wrong, because clearly they're so upset, and clearly they are the more logical ones. So I always want to better myself. So maybe I actually did something wrong. So I was asking, what can I change? What can I do better? What can I do this? They just don't, and then they continue to have this arguments, and I get pretty pissed as well, because I couldn't find anything, and they're not convincing me otherwise. So all I can see is they're trying to start shit. So this is the one, and this is the time when I say, look, if you want to fight, then let's fight, because that's what they're doing. They're trying to start fights. Again, I show them, right? I literally show them my I literally show them my guides before they are posted to you guys. That's crazy. But anyway, let's continue, right? I personally never knew you were a guy with 100 likes until like 2 weeks ago. I always assumed you had over 50k because you like to tell people. What? Oh, people obviously don't like me calling. Oh, because wait, hold on. What do you mean? Like tell people what? I don't even know. Tell people what? I don't know. People obviously don't like me calling them shitters, but they can't do shit about it. Yes, they can. If you're an asshole, people can shit on you for being an asshole. That's the thing. So, yeah. So yeah. Look, you got a problem then? Like, what is the problem here? I still don't see it. Oh my goodness. And there's more arguing, and Hina kind of under fire, but you know, like Hina isn't in this, but he just like yeah. See again, I never tried to lie, I never tried to deceive or anything, and you guys sound like I did. That's the main thing. I've been pissed off. I'm doing so much for this community. It's not like I'm trying to, you know. And then this question, I don't even know what this question is, but again, I went to a lot of details of this in my longer videos, so if you guys want to see that, you know, it's in my longer videos, but for now, I'm just showing you guys this because, this is a TLDR, right? It's already pretty long, I think. But anyway, let's go all the way down to, let's see the times where I really get upset. Okay, so now you're talking about, you know, like, you know, look, I think this is the problem with him, not anything else, you know, like him saying this is the main problem with him and not anything else. So, yeah. But anyway, it goes all the way down to where he says, so yeah, there's more arguing. I crash out a little bit because, again, I couldn't find what is wrong because, you know, he is, they're not making sense. Like, you can go watch a video. They can watch a whole chat. You can watch the longer video. Nothing that they're saying really makes sense to me, or it just convinced me that I am somehow in the wrong here. And then this is when he says something like this, right? And this is when he says something like, because I was crashing out a little bit because again, I've done so much for this community. You posted a video saying top PvP and is mad we called you out. Yeah. What? Because it is a non-issue. This doesn't fucking matter. What? Calling me out on what? Call me out on what? Call me out for using top PvP when I am showing top 100 PvP? What are you talking about? How is that an issue? Even if it is, do you really have to be so toxic this entire time, lying about me, over-exaggerating about me, and everything that you have done? You don't need to. Saying our word and everything, and just being you, I guess. You really have to do that, you know? This is exactly like every Dumbo. Yeah, just like every Dumbo. Just like all those people who brag about, you know, their ranks when they get there. Oh my goodness, they are so, how do you say that? Yeah, I am just like them. I totally brag about my, you know, my rank. Yeah, go into my video. When have I brag about this? When have I talked about this? What part do I ever, you know, what part does I ever like every Dumbo in your opinion? So, yeah. And I was like, see Hina, because I was kind of crashing out on Hina, which I kind of apologize for because, you know, Hina is not in this, but, you know, she's kind of, you know, like, she is just kind of got lumped into this. So, because I was, yeah, because I'm pretty, upset. And I think he was, and yeah, you cannot like me calling people here, you know, dog rank, you know, doesn't mean we are wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong about this, but you are wrong about this no matter what you put it, you know? So come on, like, how... Look, the reason why I don't like you calling this, first, is because this benefits nobody. Or I guess you can probably say those things without saying, you know, certain things, right? This doesn't help you. That doesn't help the person. This doesn't help any single person. Like, this doesn't help the community. It just doesn't. That's no different than me. What? Me being in the dark? What are you talking about? Have I not shown enough? But let me tell you here, my entire career, or it's not even career, my entire channel has worth more than your 100 likes that you're gloating up yourself for all this time. So yeah. Again, yeah, what I like, that I couldn't find any problem with the thing I did. So yeah, anyway. say can say about you guys again. No, you can. The biggest problem is you can't just lie about me. You can't just lie about me spamming I did this and that. You can't just lie about me saying that. Oh, or I guess just making non-issue an issue, I guess. This is freaking crazy. And I don't even know if they're talking about me, as in like I don't even know, but just again, fixations on likes. This makes me wonder, right? I talk about this way later, right? This makes me wonder, right? This really makes, because at this point, this is my only conclusion that I come up with. I typed this out during the conversation because, but I didn't want to send it because I think it might not help. But this is literally the conversation that I can come up with, is that maybe he just didn't achieve much in life. Thus he thinks likes matter so much. This is the only thing I can really come up with, because holy crap, you should know, you're a top player, you should know the reason why you have so much likes. It's because you care. You care. And not because you're better than anyone, just because you have more time to spend than anyone else did. You're not better than Soul, you're not better than any certain other people. You are not better. If those people also have the same time as you do think you can really get that much like? Yeah, sorry, I don't think you can. And even if you do get all the likes in the world, guess what? You are nothing. You are nothing. You are nothing, especially compared to everything, I have done. So don't go, don't have your egotistical thoughts on your 100k likes from your things when you know that doesn't mean anything. You can convince yourself that it means something. It just doesn't. I'm sorry to break it to you. So, yeah. But of course, again, having a lot of likes does give you some credits, at least, in top PvP. But, it doesn't discredit anything, everything I have done. And guess what? You know what matters, for me more than likes? Yeah, what matters for me more than likes is freaking helping freaking players. I still well on my account that I go to Ace for, in the end, but I don't go for Ace. Do you know why? Because all I care about is helping players to get their PvE bosses done. So I climb to the top, not for Ace. I wake up at the midnight, freaking try to get top at midnight so I can be the first one so players can use my team on the boss and, and beat the boss. And only when my team is starting to, frown a little bit, that's when I, stop doing it. So now I'm no longer there. I climb to help players. You climb for the glory. We are not the same, bro. Holy Jesus Christ. I wail on that account, not for likes, but for just helping players. I go for number 1 because I want to help players. Oh my goodness, this is just so... It's like I do all this for this community. Then I get this. Oh, I don't have enough likes. Yeah, as if that freaking matters. Oh my goodness. So, that's... I think this is good enough for TLDR. Now, there's a lot more that I want to talk about that from here, because I am getting a bit toxic, because look, they're being the one that's toxic. So I was like, look, I do wonder how successful they are in real life, considering they are so worked up about likes, as they farm the trash players, because they said Ian and JP are trash players, that they said that they said themselves. So by their logic, wouldn't that mean they're farming trash players? So either they're rich enough to do this all day, or they're just not well achieved in life, one or the other. So now I'm like, look, this is fraction of the toxicity of what those other people, what he has ever, on the things that he said. And then suddenly this is a problem now, right? So, but either way, both scenarios sound like they have too much time in their hand. Maybe do something, better. Maybe go get a job or something, Maybe do something better for the world. And he's like, oh, that's an insult in everyone here, especially, who have cheated, their way up to the... Well, I mean, wouldn't that be good? Insult to the people who cheated, right? And of course, I almost think that, what he meant is, framing me as if I'm insulting to everyone, like, I think he's smarter than this. Classic move, right? Because, that's what people like him, or not people like him, people that he associates would say, right? Like Kazusa would say, right? And he's like, look, come on, you don't insult people on their in real life for games. You are better than this. No, this is the time where I am so freaking... This is the time that's just too pathetic, because read what they have all done above. He is the one to tell me that. As you see back in my first video on this, right? What's it called? they have said R word. I have seen screenshot of him with Kaz talking about way worse things, discriminatory things, racist stuff, offensive, very offensive stuff. Now me saying this suddenly is a problem. Oh my god, classic move, bro. And now now he defaults into I'm a terrible human being because of things, or I don't know what he's trying to do, guilt me or something. I don't fucking know, but I don't think so. But look, if he really is feeling this way, then I say, look, if I'm really feeling, if you're really feeling this way, then then I'm sorry, right? Because I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know how you come to that conclusion. Then look, then I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry because me and him is still. We are fine because me and him talk over it after this incident, so all is fine. I mean, in fact, me and Kaza also talk about this after the incident, so it was also fine. But look, I still need to show this, right? So, but anyway, this kind of concludes it. I just think that look, this whole incident. Look, if I am the wrong, please correct me on this because I couldn't find it. Like I couldn't find it. That's why I was crashing out on this entire thing. So yeah. Yeah, so sorry for dragging this for so long. I know this is supposed to be TLDR, but this is the best I can really do because there's a lot of context here, a lot of stuff here, but I definitely want people to just see all of this because yeah, I mean on one point is to defend myself, and another point is to just call this behavior out on this community. So hopefully the community can be better in the future. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and see you next time. Goodbye. I'll update anything new on the comments or on a new video or something. So, alright.